Fat cook on Saturday. The quiet town of Oudtshoorn lay still under the golden Karoo sun, where time moved slowly, and the days seemed to stretch out like the endless plains. It was Saturday morning, a day that once meant laughter, family, and the warm smell of fat cook filling the air. But for Sarah, it was a different kind of Saturday. She sat on the front porch of her modest home, leaning slightly against the doorframe, her body tired and aching. Sarah, at just 33 years old, was waiting for a hip replacement. The pain had been a constant companion for years now, growing worse as time went on. Yet, there was always a small smile on her face, especially now, with her little boy, Samuel, resting against her hip, ironically, the one that caused her the most pain. Samuel, only 3 years old, clung to his mother as if he sensed her discomfort. He was a small, lively child with bright eyes and a giggle that could lighten even the heaviest days. He had become her shadow, always at her side, offering her a strange comfort amid her struggles. One day, Sarah whispered to her son, adjusting him gently on her hip, "We'll be running around together again. No more pain, I promise." It had been months since Sarah could move the way she wanted. Each step felt like fire radiating from her hip, but she hid the worst of it from her son. The doctors had told her that the surgery was necessary, but the waiting list was long. In the meantime, life had slowed down, and the once bustling Saturdays at Uma's house had faded into memories. Despite the pain, Sarah didn't let her condition stop her from carrying on the Saturday tradition that had been passed down through generations. Fat cook. Though it was harder now, she still made sure to fry those golden dough balls for Samuel, as Uma had done for her when she was his age. "Are we making fat cook today, Mama?" Samuel asked, his small voice hopeful as he tugged at her sleeve. He had already learned the magic of Saturdays, the sweetness that came from a simple family tradition. Sarah smiled softly, her heart warming at the thought. "Yes, my boy, we are. But you'll have to help Mama today, okay?" They shuffled together into the small kitchen. Sarah moved slower now, wincing with each step, but the smell of dough and oil soon filled the air, just as it always had. Samuel stood on a stool beside her, watching intently as she shaped the dough, his little hands trying to mimic her movements. His laughter filled the kitchen as Sarah showed him how to roll the dough into small balls, though his were always a little lopsided. "Like this, Mama?" he asked eagerly. "That's perfect, my boy," Sarah said, her voice soft and full of love. "Soon you'll be better than me." She lowered the dough into the hot oil, watching it sizzle and turn golden brown. The familiar, comforting scent brought back memories of Uma's kitchen, of laughter and family gathering around the table. Though the pain weighed heavily on her body, the fat cook still held a piece of joy for her, something sweet in the middle of all the hardship. As the dough fried, Samuel sat on the counter, his legs swinging as he waited impatiently. "Mama, is it done yet?" "Almost, my boy," Sarah replied, wincing as she stood to remove the first batch from the oil. She carefully placed the warm fat cook on a plate, dusting them with sugar, just as Uma had always done. They sat together at the kitchen table, the plate of golden fat cook between them. Samuel wasted no time, grabbing one with both hands and biting into it with a grin. Sarah watched him, her heart full, though her body ached. The smile on Samuel's face made the pain worth it. One day soon, the surgery would come, and Sarah would no longer have to struggle to walk, to carry her son, to live without constant pain. But until then, she would hold on to these moments, the small, sweet traditions that made life beautiful, even in the hardest times. She looked down at Samuel, her brave little boy who had seen her through so much already. "One day, Sam," she said softly, "we'll run together again, and we'll make fat cook every Saturday, just like this. Just you wait." And though the waiting was hard, Sarah knew that there was still sweetness to be found in the present, especially on a Saturday, with her son by her side, and the familiar taste of fat cook warm in her hands.